Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I want to do a video this morning. I'm going to talk about a story that's out of the hedge. I'm going to link it in the description below. It's about consumer prices and what they're doing right now, which I know everybody understands what's going on. Well, actually, no, I can't say that. Most people know what's going on. Like 99% of the people know what's going on. The prices are rising, but very few actually understand what's going on. So let me go over just a few little bits of this article, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why this is a good thing and perhaps some negatives too. U.S. consumer prices are soaring at their fastest rate in 40 years. It says following yesterday's U.S. PPI print at record highs, overnight we saw Chinese producer prices rising at their fastest pace in 26 years. Now, 26 years, that's some fast ninja math. That would be 2001, mid-90s. So, okay, that's good to know. We'll probably come back to that mid-90s point. At this morning's U.S. consumer price data was expected to show yet another non-transitory surge in inflation. Hopefully you picked up on the sarcasm there. But the actual surge was far bigger than expected. This is where it gets interesting. U.S. consumer prices soared 6.2% year over year in October, far higher than the 5.9% expected. Now, who would have thought, let's take a little break. Who would have thought 2 years ago we would be talking about inflation like this? That's heavy inflation. That's a lot of inflation, right? We're not at the really bad point yet, but it's really heavy, especially when the Fed was, their mandate was what, 2%? So obviously the Fed has lost control, and it's not a one-day event. It's a slow train wreck, right? Until all of a sudden it's really, accelerating. So it also says expected and accelerating from September's 5.4% year over year. So now think about it. September's year over year number was 5.4. Now we're at 6.2. Well, some people would say, this is probably, where it sits, but I'm going to tell you right now, I do not believe that's it. I think it's going to get worse and worse and worse coming into January. And by January, I think we're going to see that train wreck really start to impact. So it said that was the highest print since June of 1982. Now, remember what happened in 1982. We were just coming off of a massive spike in rates, the federal funds rate, because Paul Volcker spiked the rates to quell. Is that quell? I always screw that word up. Hey, for all you English majors, throw down in the comment section how I'm supposed to say quell, quill, quail, quill. I digress. He spiked those rates, and it was because, and a lot of people hailed him as a hero, because of what happened in the late 70s. But I want to remind you that it was the federal government and the Federal Reserve that caused all of that inflation because of what they did in 1971, taking us off of a gold standard. Even though it was the Bretton Woods standard, which was not a full gold standard, it still was better than nothing, and it kept inflation at bay. Okay, so they are the ones that cause this, just like they are the ones causing this now by printing a stupid amount of money. But it's okay, because the Economic Ninja was saying that the crash will come when we are printing $1 trillion a month, and we are very, very close to that. I believe that we will be there by the spring. So my point being is this. This is a good thing, especially if you're prepared for it. It's a great thing because you're going to crush it. We're going to stop talking about, I have a feeling in about 6 months to a year, we're going to stop doing videos on how to prepare, why you need to prepare. And we're going to be doing videos on how you buy homes, how we buy vehicles. We're going to do videos that are just going to blow people's minds. And I believe there are a lot of people that are going to become very wealthy. That's not today, though. We're not there. It's actually got to get a lot worse before it gets better. And so when I say 99% of the people feel the price inflation, they do. It still shocks me how many people don't know how much money is in their checking account at any given point in time. That is going to add to this. Student loan debt is at an all-time high. Auto debt is at an all-time high. There are credit card debt is also. Point being is that there are people that are spending money that they do not have. Now, a lot of people would say, well, whoa, wait a minute, Ninja, you talked about student debt. You know, a lot of us, we need to go to school. We can't, survive. We can't just go pay for, college on our own. Actually, there is a solution to that. I see a lot of college people taking out loans for living expenses so that they can just, be at peace when they're learning. I see a lot of people going straight off to 4-year colleges where they cost a ton of money instead of starting with a local junior college to get your general education done at a much lower price. Those are people that do those kind of things that are really, really successful. I guess unless you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you can go straight to a 4-year college and do that. The problem is most people going to school right now, and I'm totally digressing, I'm going to get back onto the inflation. They don't understand that there's not enough high-paying jobs out there to deal with all of the college graduates. See, easy credit has made it possible for almost anybody to go to school. Not the Ninja. I was definitely not a school person growing up. But I decided to become wealthy a different way by reading good books, learning from other people's mistakes and their accomplishments. Most people just want to chase other people's accomplishments. But actually you get a much wiser by listening to people's failures and not doing those. That's why I try and share with you my failures. The point being is that it's got to get worse. So I believe we are going to see continued supply chain disruption, even though I'm reporting on the chips looking better. Remember, those numbers are going to be coming out next year, okay? Because we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But we're seeing heavier and heavier inflation due to this supply chain crunch. That's not going to go away tomorrow. So it's going to lead to higher prices and frustrated buyers. When you have frustrated buyers, they walk away from the market. And then what I believe is going to happen between frustrated buyers walking away from certain segments of the markets, coupled with the cost of living increasing so heavy, people are going to stop buying things and deflation is going to occur. And it's going to be like a tiny little pebble going down in the snow, collecting more and more snow as it goes down. And by the time it gets to the end of the hill, it is massive and it runs right up against a tree and explodes. That is my snowball analogy for the economy. And I do believe it's going to happen. I believe we're going to see a wild deflationary moment coming into this winter in a lot of segments, especially, electronics and things we just don't need. So guys, I hope you got something out of this. It's supposed to be, actually, this is a good message, even though it's getting worse, because you'll know and expect it to get worse. And then you know that there's always an end. Prices don't always go up and up and up and up and up forever. We have market cycles that occur every 7 to 10 years. And then we have great big cycles that occur every 50 to 100 years. So guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.